Today we are going to start with the chapter Theory of Demand. Okay. Now first and foremost, to start with the chapter Theory of Demand, we are going on elementary level. So first we have to understand what demand. Now what is demand? Demand comprises of 5 major parts. Do remember, it is divided in 5 major parts. First is what? Desire for a commodity. You can make a chart. Demand. Then what is the first one? Desire for a commodity. Second is ability to buy it. Third is willingness to pay for it. Fourth is at the given price. And last one is in the given time. Okay. So when all these 5 process comes together at once, then it is known as demand, or you can say then we can call it a demand. Now what actually the meaning of demand is? Demand for a commodity refers to the amount of the commodity which consumers are willing and able to purchase. Okay, they are willing also and they are able also. That means they have the purchasing power, they have money for that, and able to purchase at a particular price during a particular period of time. So particular price means the price which is being offered in the market, and that too at that time when they want to buy it. Is it okay? Is it clear? That is demand. Now the next one is, we'll check out with the example. Now what is the example? If we'll take an example of this demand, what we say? If we say that a household purchase 3 liters of milk per day, okay, suppose they are purchasing 3 liters of milk per day, and what is the cost of per liter? Cost of per liter is 40 rupees. Then 3 liters of milk will be called the demand, okay, because it has all 3 essentials. That means all 5 things, 3 things it has. What it has? It has quantity also. Now you can check out what is the quantity. Quantity is 3 liters. Now price 40 per liter, and time, that means a particular point of time they are purchasing. So it has all these factors. That is why it is called demand. Fine. See, you can see the features of demand. What are the features? Just now we check out. Now again we will check out. First is specific quantity. That means the quantity should be specified. What actually the quantity is? Demand always refers to a specific desired quantity, okay, which a person is willing to purchase. Above you saw the example, 3 liters of milk, okay. So that was a specific quantity in which a person was willing to purchase. Fine. Now price. The demand is always at a price. The consumer must state the price at which he is prepared to purchase the specific quantity of the commodity. Now above in the example, what was there? There was per liter was costing 40 rupees. So specific price was there for a specific quantity. Now time. Now demand must mean demand per unit of time. That means what time, per month, per week, okay, how much. That is what it was. Every day they were taking 3 liters of milk, so it was daily. So that is what it should be stated in time. It can be per day, it can be per week, it can be per month, any. Now market. Now what is market? Demand is always held in the market. No doubt the demand will be in the market only. So market is a set of point of contact between the buyer and seller. What is the market? Market is the place where buyer and seller comes together. So it need not be a definite geographical area. You cannot say ki, we will go to Mumbai only and we will purchase, or we will go to Delhi only and we will purchase. No. Geographical area is not at all bounded. What is bounded? That is a market where they can meet. Now we will move on to the next topic, that is types of demand. Now how many types of demand we will see over here? 5 types. Okay. Now first one is what? Joint demand. Now what is joint demand? Things are said to be in joint demand when they are demanded together. Now what is there? If one is in demand, the other will be automatically come in demand. Like if you demand for a pen, refill will come automatically in demand. If you will demand for a needle, thread will be automatically in demand. Fine. So they are joined. That means they come together. Fine. Next is composite demand. Now what is composite demand? The demand for a commodity which can be put to several uses is known as a composite demand. That means one commodity can be used for many purpose. Like if you can say electricity, so electricity you can even switch on your lights, fans, fridge, TV, or you can use for production purpose, or you can use for other things. So that is electricity. Or you can say milk what you can do, you can milk drink also, you can make byproducts like curd, paneer. So what you can do, you that is composite demand. Steel, you take steel, what you can do with steel, you can make car body, you can make coolers body, you can make utensils. So that type of commodity which have multiple uses. Okay, next is direct demand. Now what is direct demand? The demand for a commodity which is made by a consumer to satisfy his wants directly is called direct demand. Now direct demand, that means demand for clothes. Now if we are demanding clothes, what is there? The consumer will straight away go and buy it directly from the shop. So that such kind of demand. Or milk is, that means it is milk is not a byproduct, milk is original, you will go and straight away buy milk, fine. So that type of demand which is original in form, okay, that is direct demand. Now next is derived demand. Now what is derived demand? If a commodity or a services is demanded for the production of other goods and services which we need, it is called derived demand. Like if we want to run a factory, what we need factors of production. So what is that? That is derived demand. If I want to build up a house, what I want cement, steel rods, bricks. So what I am, from where I am deriving this demand? From one demand. Okay, so when another demand derives from one demand, so that is derived demand. Next is competitive demand. Now competitive demand, that means very well you can understand that is substitute goods. Now what do you mean by substitute goods? Substitute goods means if I can use the other product in place, that means replace. You can replace one product like tea and coffee. Okay, suppose market price of tea increases, fine, I am not willing to spend that amount. What will I do? I will check out coffee. What is the substitute for tea? Coffee. So what I will do? I will purchase coffee because coffee ka rate is not increased, rather tea ka rate is increased, tea ka price has increased. So that is what it is. What it is, a substitute, that is, it is a competitive goods. So that kind of goods are known as competitive demand. Now we will understand the meaning of individual demand and market demand. What is individual demand and what is market demand? Now individual demand, that means what? It is a demand of an individual consumer. So individual demand refers to the demand for a commodity by an individual consumer who is willing to buy at a given price during a given period of time. Okay. Now what is market demand? Market demand, that means total demand of a commodity in a market. Suppose if there is a demand of orange. Now what is the demand of orange at a particular price in a particular period of time in a particular market? Okay, so the group of consumers are there in a market. The total demand of that is known as market demand. Okay. Now what is demand schedule? The demand schedule is a tabular statement that shows different quantity of a commodity that would be demanded at different price during a specific period. Now what demand schedule show? If you prepare a schedule, it is a table. Okay, one side it is price which is being shown, on the other side it is quantity demanded. Now we will check out what is individual demand schedule. Now it is a table which shows various quantity of a commodity that would be purchased at different prices by a household during a given period. Individual demand schedule means it is a demand of individual consumer, the table which shows the demand of individual consumer. Okay. Now market demand schedule. No doubt when I say market, we know very well market means group of consumers. So it is what basically which shows various quantity of a commodity that are being demanded by the different buyers. Do remember, it is a group of buyers. So it is being demanded by different buyers who are willing to purchase it at a different prices during a given period of time. Okay, down see you can see the schedule of market demand. You can see the price that has been mentioned and quantity demanded. Now this A, B, C, they are the consumers. Fine. Now these are three, we have assumed three consumers. Now at this particular price, these three different consumers have different demands. Now total of their demand, that means A, B, C, total of all this is a market demand. Is it clear? Now we will move on to the topic demand curve. What is demand curve? Above what we have seen schedule. Now if we will present the things in tabular form, that means in table format, that is schedule. If we will present the same schedule in graphical form, that is picturization form, that is demand curve. So the picturization of demand schedule is called what? Demand curve. It shows what? As usual, different quantities demanded at alternative prices during a given period of time. Now we have already studied two types of schedule, that is individual demand schedules, market demand schedule. Same way we will study individual demand curve and market demand curve. Now what is individual demand curve? Now individual demand curve is a graphical presentation which shows different quantities demanded by an individual consumer at different prices, okay, during a given period of time. Now what is market demand curve? It is again a graphical presentation of market demand schedule which shows that a group of consumers are willing to buy a particular good, okay, at different prices. So what is the quantity demanded by them at particular price in a particular period of time? Okay. Now we'll start with demand function. So we have studied two types of demand, that is individual demand and market demand. So same way we will study individual demand function and market demand function. Now first, what is individual demand function? Now individual demand function shows the functional relationship between demand of a quantity of a commodity by a consumer in the market and its various determinants. Individual demand function can be expressed as D. You can see D here. Now D represents the demand of a commodity. Now F stands for function. Now the rest of the things, they are the determinants. Okay, determinants means the factors which affects the demand. You can see very well. Different, like P is price level, then another is population, then income of a consumer, taste of a consumer, then expectation, that is price expectation. These all determinants we will study ahead, okay, in next topic. But right now you understand that the determinants, that means the factors which affect the demand, okay. Now relationship between them and the demand in the of a particular consumer is known as individual demand function. Now what is market demand function? As usual, it is a relationship between the determinants of the demand. Determinants means the factors which affects the demand, but it is not individual, it is market. So whatever factors which affects the demand of complete market, that is market demand function. Okay, so market demand function is what? Market demand function shows the functional relationship between the demand of a commodity by all the consumers in the market and its various determinants. Okay, now if you want to express this, again you can see MD. MD stands for what? Market demand, fine, of a commodity X. They have shown it. Now F is function. Now P is the population in the market. Again it will go on as it is. But then the determinants which are functioning in the market, that means which are active in the market. Again we will study this topic in detail ahead.